Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Nicolette Amarillas. I'm an exercise coach and a posture and movement specialist. Today I got 5 minutes of core for you. I know 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but when we're utilizing something like a stability ball, it's a lot more bang for our buck. So we got 5 exercises. We're doing most of them 40 seconds through, but then the end, we're doing an exercise for 60 seconds. We're only doing each exercise once. Don't worry, it's still gonna burn. You're gonna love it. You're gonna feel your abs. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. We've got our Swiss ball. Let's get into it. We're starting on our back for the first exercise, which is a dead bug with the ball. On your back and your knees in a tabletop position. We'll be here for 40 seconds. You're gonna pin the ball in between your knees and your hands, arms reaching up toward the ceiling, dropping one arm down and the opposite leg. We'll do this for 40, switching sides in 3, 2, and 1. So opposite arm and leg drop down. Now the arm and leg that are on the ball press against one another. So really create tension into the ball with the opposite arm and leg. That tension, that engagement, that intention there is going to create the work. It's easy to let this be easy. That's not why we're here. We've got 10 seconds left. I'm really feeling the core, especially as I press, creating tension, creating work. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're getting into a ball pass crunch. Ball starts at the hands, arms overhead. You're gonna bring the ball up, pass it onto the feet, and then drop it down. We got 40 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you don't have as much room as me, you can always bring the ball to the tops of the shins and then extend this way. Sometimes that can be a little bit easier in your space. So I open up the feet and legs a little wider than my hips, and I set the ball in between my shins. That, or you can open up the feet. I'm gonna alternate between the two. We got 15 seconds left. Trying your hardest to keep your low back on the mat. I know it's hard. Final 5. Last 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that last one got a little bit hard. Okay, now we're getting on to our feet. We're getting into a jackknife. So feet on the ball, hands on the floor in a plank position. The more your feet or the more of your legs on the ball, okay, the easier it is. So my knees are barely touching. The ball is on my ankles and on my shins. From here, I'm going to drive the knees in and extend. 40 seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Let's get it. This one is not easy. So if it takes a second to get your balance, get your stability, that's normal. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep the hips down. Now this will be different for everyone depending on your height, your stature, and also the size of your ball. But even as I drive my knees in, I'm trying not to lift my hips up. I'm trying to keep my hips down. Whew, and I'm trying to get into a tiny ball when I drive my knees in. Coming up on our final 5. Last 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, coming down. Ooh, really good job. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a crunch. So we'll take a seat on the ball. And everyone is gonna be a little different here, but what I like to typically cue is having the hips slightly in front of the ball. So we're not right at the top, okay? So that your thighs are pretty much parallel with the floor. From here, hands behind the ears, reach your torso and head back, big stretch. From here, tuck your chin first, and then crunch forward. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Now the goal is to not let the hips lift up too much. And when you crunch up, imagine that the muscles that are right where the rib cage meets, the upper abdominals, that's what's flexing your torso forward. Right, so we're creating flexion or rounding in the spine and then coming into extension. When we can come from flexion here into extension, we're actually working the entire core in its full range of motion, which is way more effective than when we crunch on the floor. We have 3 seconds, 2, and 1. Very good. Now we're saving the spicy one for the end. Elbows under the shoulders, feet hip distance from here. We're holding a plank. Now you can hold this for 60 seconds, or you can start pushing your elbows forward for plank pushes. I'm gonna start with the pushes. We'll see how long I last. And then from there, we'll be done. In 3, in 2, and 1. Let's go. So I'm starting off with the plank pushes. Now when I push my elbows forward, I'm not letting my torso move. Okay, my legs are strong, knees straight, my hips are tucked in, and my glutes and quads are squeezed. And then with my upper body, I'm keeping my shoulders away from my ears and pulling my shoulder blades apart by pressing my elbows into the ball. We've got about 20 seconds. You might feel a burn. You might want to drop down, okay? That doesn't mean that you're weak. That doesn't mean that you need to fix something. That means you're simply working to the point in which you're challenging yourself, which is exactly what we want. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Who knew 5 minutes could feel so good? Thank you so much for joining me for this short but sweet 5-minute core workout. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, please feel free to comment below. I'm here to help. I'm Nicolette Amarillas, and I hope to see you soon.